Cool, man. I finally got this dyno ready. Spent some money. Spent a good chunk of money. Stayed on the lift for like a month. But you know, that's what it is when you do a custom project. You know, you buy parts, you go to put them on. It's like, oh, need more parts. You get those parts, you go to put them on. You're like, oh, I need even more parts. So it took some time. But this thing went from being, you know, just check the last videos. You know, it had a wide glide. Now it's got the narrow glide. It had a chrome front wheel. Now it's got the stock front wheel. It had some kind of weird eBay hydraulic clutch master cylinder and slave cylinder, and the matching brake master cylinder. They didn't work that good. They were slipping. What have we done? We got Elite Mototech clutch perch and lever, Brembo RCS 19 brake master cylinder with the Elite Mototech lever, and reservoir and clamp from Cruzy Originals. Got Bassani Super Sport on closeout from Drag Specialties at a clip. Had forward controls. Now it's got the stock mid controls with some, I don't know, no name MX pegs. Had some 12-inch Olins, which were pretty good. They felt pretty good, but now it's got some 14-inch heavy-duty Legend arcs. Those are really good. Of course, you can see it's a 4x4 now. It's got a hell of a gap. Had the stock tail light. Now it's got a custom dynamics tail light. That was easy. Swapped out the latches for the docking hardware so it actually stays put now. Didn't even need to tune the Mikuni, because that's the beauty of a Mikuni. It had a big old chrome ring. Now it's got a nice black ring. Pretty simple, you know. Threw a handlebar bag on there, threw some Vans white grips on there. These things are nice and gummy. But this Brembo is sick. It does the job good. All we had to do was just flush it out and change it to a .4, and the calipers responded just fine. But you know what really tickles my fancy is this Bassani. It sounds great. I already burned my pants on it. I gotta clean that up later. And of course the Legends. We were worried about clearance, and as you can see, it's pretty tight there. But once you're sitting on it, you got a little knut's hair of clearance. Do need to put some good axle locks on the back, but it's otherwise great for now. And of course, gotta put a little gold on it, man. Gotta put a little Harley Eagle. Put the stock derby back on it when we swap the clutches back to stock cable. Mid controls back on there, and you know, just kept the peg that was on it, you know. But yeah, these the clutch system's really good now. Nice and light. It's like a one finger. You can one finger this thing, and you can one finger this brake. This brake is silly. It's silly strong, you know. It's like I'm really light on it because I gotta be careful. Of course, I ain't got no front brake switch, because why would I do that? No, we didn't change the handlebars and risers, because these are some really interesting pro tapers, outlaws, and it actually fits really good with the mids, the tall shocks, and the bars as it is. Of course, we had to do some interesting spacing to get the shocks to clear the pipe. Basically put the big spacer on the outside and the skinny spacer on the inside. But yeah, you can see that we got clearance when it come from above here. We got clearance. It's just enough, you know. But with the 95 and the Mikuni and the Screaming Eagle heads and whatever cams are in it, I have no idea. Could be Screaming Eagle gear drives. I mean, this thing's old. This motor was probably built in like 01 or 02. Back then, that's a Screaming Eagle Mikuni. That's not a Mikuni, it's a Screaming Eagle Mikuni. You could get that stuff out of the catalog. You could buy it from your local dealer. Times have definitely changed. You know, you can get 159 wheel horsepower out of a 135 on a Thundermax, or you could get like 100 out of a 95 with a big old carburetor that just pumps, man. Of course, since we ain't got no switches to start the thing, we had to throw a little starter button on there. You know, all credit goes to Keith at 3 State Harley Davidson for putting this thing together for me. I'm just a service advisor. I'm no technician. If you want to build your custom bike, you come to us. Come see me. Come see me and Keith and Tony for fuel injected dyno tuning. You know, we got an eye for this stuff. You know, I got lucky. This bike was a not a barn find or anything. I found it on Facebook Marketplace for a stupid good deal. You know, it's an '01 Dyna Super Sport, or Dyna Super Glide Sport, you know. Already had a built motor and already had a lot of good stuff on there. I'm gonna make a few bucks, you know, reselling those Olins and reselling that front wheel that came off and the wide glide that came off, and you know, the drag pipes that were on there. I don't know, they're just gonna go on the wall or something. But this thing rips. It rips. You might notice I don't have any engine guards or sliders. I am not about to be putting this thing in the air. To me, it's more of a collectible, badass street bike. Yeah. I burned. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Yeah. But I'm smitten. The seating position is so much better now with the mids and the tall shocks. Yeah, it's got a big gap, but you know, that's what you do. It's what one does. I do need to kind of adjust the shocks, maybe add a little compression and rebound, you know, kind of figure that out. But just out of the box, they work great. You know, this cost me a pretty penny because, you know, there's a lot of stuff involved in putting a front end back to stock and putting the mid controls back to stock. And, you know, Keith did a lot of wiring. You know, what was like, say, you know, there was only a starter switch on the handlebar. That was it, starter button. That was all. You know, no brake switch, no turn, no horn. So that took a lot of wiring. It was all just kind of depinned and shoved into the neck. So he properly depinned it and removed all of it, you know. And I got a whole bin of takeoff stuff that I need to go pick up in the old Slovo. Yeah, me very happy with my new bike. I'm gonna be riding the hell out of this thing. You know, the Buell is for track days, I guess. I'll make it a race bike. The Pan America's for wet days, and this is for dry days. This thing is sick. Thanks for watching, everybody.